The U.S. Embassy says the Kabul airport is now closed for those with special immigrant visas, applicants, or people who are eligible for SIVs. And this is coming as we have some new details this morning about apparent retaliation by the Taliban against Afghans who worked alongside U.S. forces and also their family members. I have obtained letters from the Taliban to the brother of an Afghan interpreter who worked with U.S. troops. And the Taliban accuses him of helping Americans and providing security to his brother. A final letter, there's 3 letters here, notifies him of his guilt and that he has been sentenced to death. And it says this, quote, "These court decisions are final and you will not have the right to object. You chose this path for yourself and your death is imminent, God willing." The letters contradict assurances made by a Taliban spokesman at a news conference last week that they would not retaliate against Afghans who helped America, as they're trying to project a more moderate image to the world that many Afghans and many observers, American observers as well, are very much questioning. And at least 7 Afghans are dead after a frantic scene this weekend saw crowds of people outside the Kabul airport involved in a stampede and a desperate rush to leave the Taliban-controlled country. One woman, an Afghan journalist and interpreter, recording this chilling message of the scene.
Everybody stepped on me and I saw the baby's leg break in front of me. I'm not going anymore. I'm not going. I don't even know where's my baby. I don't even know where's my family. Oh, please, I'm not going anymore like this. I would rather die to see my baby like this.
And joining us now is Lindsay Addario. She is a photojournalist who has been covering Afghanistan for more than 20 years. Lindsay, it is heartbreaking to hear this voice memo. Tell us about this. Tell us about, what you think and what you feel when you hear this.
Hang on, I need a minute. These are the messages I'm waking up to. I mean, sorry.
No, take your time.
Time is running out. I mean, we're asking these girls to go day after day, and we need to get them in the gates.
Lindsay, take your time. Take your time. I'm taking a moment myself here. It's Lindsay, I think we're hearing that special immigrant visa holders or applicants may not be allowed in. I know you're hearing that. They're not being allowed in right now. And obviously your concern is that they may not be allowed in from here on out.
Yeah, this is the message we woke up to today, that the gates are closed and no one else can get in. So if you were lucky enough to get in before today, then you can get out. But we have people like this journalist who's gone, she's been trampled, and for us to ask her to go back again day after day, I mean, it takes a lot, I mean, we're asking them to risk their lives. They're with their children, they're with their families. So I don't know, I have no idea how to do this.
So what do you know about, we hear her talking about, I mean, she's seen a child injured. She's talking about not knowing where her baby is. What can you tell us about that?
She found her baby. She has a 2-year-old baby. We're still trying to get her out. We've been working since 5 o'clock this morning with a group of women and a group of journalists who have worked with various publications, including National Geographic. We're trying, but when you hear the gates are closed and every day they go, they get trampled, there's shootings, people are getting killed. It's a lot to ask from us sitting in New York and Washington, London. Hey, just go to the gate again, bring your family. We're trying to do this in the right way. We have all sorts of people who want to help on the outside. We have people who want to donate for charter planes. That's great. We need your help, but we also need to get them into the airport.
Okay, so when you're hearing, sorry, go on.
Well, the translator who got this death threat, this is the beginning. We've been waiting for this. I mean, it's no surprise. If anyone is surprised this is happening, I mean, this is what we've been waiting for.
And so as we look, I think the question now is, And perhaps currently, this is what the embassy is saying, currently they're not letting SIVs in. So just to be clear, these are Afghans, many of them are translators they're legally eligible, right? This is the promise that was made to them by this country. But they're not
Correct.
currently being allowed in. Do you think that the U.S. government needs to be clear if that is a current thing, or if that's the end of it?
Look, I think with every day that passes, the chances are less. So if you're saying SIV, people who risk their lives for the American government, for the American military, people who fought alongside Afghans, or alongside Americans, to tell them that they are no longer allowed into the airport when every day more and more people are getting threatened and killed outside that airport is astonishing to me.
What does it mean, Lindsay, for those folks to not be rescued? What does it mean for not just for them? What does it mean for the American promise that has been made to them?
Well, first of all, I think the American promise right now is obviously, people are taking that with a grain of salt. It doesn't make our foreign policy look very good if we evacuate our military before we evacuate all the people who helped us and our own embassy. I think that for the immediate, our focus should be more on how to get people out, not telling SIV visa holders that the gates are closed and they can't get out. I think what does it mean for people who can't get out? It means two things. Either you die, you will be executed, or your life is pretty much over, relegated to a life sitting behind closed doors, living in fear. And I think, that letter that translator got is the first of many. And I think it's not the 31st of August. That's obviously the cutoff time. But I think after the 31st of August, all bets are off. And we have no one on the ground and we have no leverage. So I'm not sure what we're waiting for.
Well, Lindsay, I know you're not waiting. I know you're working very hard around the clock to affect some change here, and we'll keep. I know it's tough. I see it on your face. I know there's a helplessness that so many people who are doing this feel, but at the same time, there have also been a lot of stories of successes as well, and a life is a life. So, look, Lindsay, thank you so much.
Thank you.